Most people are going to miss this, and the truth is, you really can't afford to. Ray Dalio, billionaire investor and founder of Bridgewater Associates, the largest hedge fund in the US, has issued a warning. According to Dalio, the United States is heading straight into what he calls a debt death spiral. Now that sounds extreme, but here's the thing. If he's even partially right, we're staring down the barrel of the greatest wealth transfer of our generation. And the question isn't whether it will happen, but rather who will be ready for it. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm preparing and how you can position yourself not only to protect your money, but to multiply it when the economy turns. So if you want to come out of the next recession stronger, wealthier, and smarter than ever before, stay with me. Also, before we dive in, make sure you subscribe. I put out videos just like this to help you build wealth, protect your income, and make smarter financial decisions. No fluff, just strategy. To begin, let's start by understanding Ray Dalio's warning when it comes to the debt death spiral. Ray Dalio isn't known for hype. He's made his fortune studying long-term economic cycles. However, he has had mixed records in predicting economic events. While he correctly predicted the 2008 financial crisis, he has made predictions that did not come to pass, such as a depression in the 1980s and a recession in 2015. Whatever the case may be though, when he speaks, it is worth listening. In a recent interview on CNBC, Dalio explained that America is on a path where the debt is growing faster than the economy. I covered this in detail in a recent video I made about bonds. I highly recommend that you check that out because it connects directly to everything that's unfolding in our economy right now. According to the US Treasury, we've surpassed $34.7 trillion in national debt as of August 2025. That's more than 120% of our GDP, which is a level that we have not seen since World War II. Now here's the problem. When the debt grows faster than income over a long period of time, it strangles the system. Dalio compares it to cholesterol building up in your arteries. The more debt that you owe, the more your income goes into just paying interest and not creating value. In fact, the Congressional Budget Office, CBO, projects that the federal government will spend over $870 billion in interest payments this year alone. That's more than what we spend on the entire Department of Defense. So essentially, this is unsustainable. Dalio's second point is about supply and demand. When the US runs a deficit, we fund that by selling treasury bonds, debt essentially. But here's the issue. We're selling more debt than investors actually want to buy. Foreign investors like China and Japan, who were once top buyers of US debt, have been pulling back. As of early 2025, China's holding of US treasuries are at their lowest level since 2010. So who's buying the debt now? The answer? The Federal Reserve. They print money to buy bonds when nobody else will. That expands the money supply, leading to more inflation, more debt, and more economic instability. And this is where things get dangerous. So the reason Dalio calls it the debt death spiral is because it's a moment when the US needs to borrow just to pay the interest on an existing debt. When this happens, investors lose confidence and they stop lending at low interest rates. The government prints even more money, which makes inflation even worse. And that causes bond prices to fall, interest rates to rise, and the spiral accelerates. This is not theoretical. Countries like Argentina, Venezuela, and even the UK in the 1970s have lived through versions of this. Now let me be clear, nobody, not Dalio, not me, not Jerome Powell, who is the current chair of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, not even he can predict exactly when a recession will hit. But history tells us it's not a matter of if, but when. So take a look at the chart I have on the screen right here. Over the past 100 years, the US has experienced 15 recessions. That's roughly one every 6 to 7 years. The last 3 major crashes, they created some of the best buying opportunities in modern history. There was the 2000 dot-com bust, which saw the NASDAQ fall over 75%. The 2008 financial crisis wiped out 40% of real estate prices. And in 2020, we saw the fastest crash and rebound in stock market history. Each time, those who were prepared built generational wealth, and those who weren't lost years, sometimes even decades of progress. So now I'm going to break down a 3-part plan of how I'm preparing to handle this situation. Recessions have a way of clearing the playing field, and for those who are ready, that's exactly when fortune is made. When the market pulls back, prices drop, competition shrinks, and bold innovation steps into the spotlight. You don't have to take my word for it. Some of the most successful entrepreneurs and investors in the world launched their empires during the worst financial conditions. When the economy collapsed in 2008 and the average person was scrambling to stay afloat, the founders of Uber, Airbnb, and Slack were building. They didn't just survive the storm, they leveraged it. While the media shouted out crisis and collapse, these innovators saw discounted assets, lower competition, and untapped needs in the market. That's the power of strategic thinking when everyone else is retreating. And this pattern isn't new. History always rewarded the prepared. The Great Depression, the oil crisis of the 1970s, the dot-com bust of the early 2000s, and the 2008 financial crash. All of these painful chapters were followed by some of the most explosive periods of economic growth. Entire industries were rebuilt. New technologies were born, fortunes were made, and if history is any guide, the same thing is true for this next downturn. Part one of this plan is financial preparation. Before you can invest in any opportunities, you need to have capital. You could be staring at Amazon stock trading for a fraction of its value or real estate selling at 40% off. But if you don't have cash on hand, you're just watching from the sidelines. And this is why I always tell people to start by getting their financial foundation in place. That means paying off high interest debt, building an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of expenses, and also learning how to clean up your credit. I have plenty of videos on my channel that walk you through exactly how to do just that. I highly recommend that you watch those. I have a playlist that can help you down in the description. I also have videos on how to launch your first business, how to start building cash flow, and how to actually get resources, and everything again will be in the description. You can check out that playlist as well. Once you're financially stable, then you're ready to invest, not just with confidence, but with control. And that will bring us to step number 2, build both passive and active income. For this, I used a two-pronged strategy where I use passive income and active income simultaneously. And again, I've made full videos breaking down how to do just that. But for this video, let's talk specifically about the investment side of income. Every single week, I invest. Rain or shine, boom or bust, a portion of my income is automatically set to buy more stock or set aside to do that in the future. I don't try to time the market. I build wealth consistently over time. This passive investing strategy keeps me disciplined, and over time, those small, consistent contributions will compound into serious gains. But I also keep a trading account. I've been swing trading in real time and documenting the entire process, and you can check that out with my 0 to 1 million playlist. I've been documenting my journey with real numbers, real examples on how I'll go from 0 to making my first $1 million. As Warren Buffett says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. That philosophy drives pretty much everything that I do. I also like to stay strategic. I follow where the money is flowing. This year, for instance, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act signed into law in 2025 is reshaping how capital flows around sectors like infrastructure, defense, and technology. These shifts really matter. The geopolitical tensions are already boosting demand of defense stocks and cybersecurity firms. I pay attention to these trends and look for ways to get in early, while others are still waiting for confirmation. Now, that wraps up passive income. Let's discuss active income. Active income is the money that you earn through your direct efforts, whether you go through a job, you're freelancing, or you're building a business. And while I'm a huge advocate of investing, I'm also extremely pro-business. And if you're not right now, you definitely should be, because building a business gives you something that a traditional job rarely ever offers you. That's leverage. There's no income ceiling. You control how much you earn. You get tax benefits. You can also build equity in a brand that outlives you. And that's how long-term wealth is created. However, I know business ownership isn't for everyone, but if you're watching this and you've ever thought about launching your own business, I think there's no better time to start than during an economic downturn, less competition, more talent available, and lower startup cost. And finally, number 3, build your opportunity fund. Now, this is what I call my opportunity capital, but it's the money that I don't touch unless I see a major correction. That could be with stocks, that could be with crypto, that could be with real estate. If I see any one of those drop dramatically and fear takes over, that's exactly when I'll start my buying phase. Now, to give you my final thoughts, if you want to win during the next economic downturn, the time to prepare is right now. Do not wait for things to crash. That's when it's too late. If you're prepared both financially and emotionally, you can spot those irrational sell-offs and you can step in and buy quality assets at discounted prices. And when the market does rebound, you don't just recover, you come out ahead. You're going to grow. And that's why I created My Success University. It's a group for individuals that want to get a better grasp of financial literacy and learn a lot in the community of like-minded individuals. I am announcing for the first time in this video that the free 1000 membership is closed. It is now $25 to join. If you would like to, the link is in the description. Over the next few months, I'm going to continue walking you through the most important opportunities that I see this year. From tech to real estate to new legislation, I'm going to keep you posted. No one knows exactly when the next recession will hit, but the signs are starting to become apparent. Debt is ballooning, inflation is persistent, and confidence is shaky. And right now, the clock is ticking. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you found this information valuable, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Again, I make content like this usually 4 times per week, and it definitely helps me figure out what information I should focus on when you show interest in these topics. And if you want more information like this, please leave a comment or comment wealth and let me know if I should make more videos just like this one. I want to make sure that everyone is informed with all the different opportunities that will come out in the years to come. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and you guys have a wonderful day.